Okay, so now I'm going to bring you a build that is maybe a little unconventional. It's not the usual grinder, it's not the usual dodge, it's not the usual tank. This one is actually a high armor build based on Crook, the Crook perk deck. Now, not a lot of people use it, but it is very skillful in dodge and armor on ballistic vests. So, we'll get into it and I will show you the ridiculous amounts of armor that you get from it and a crazy amount of dodge at the same time. Let's jump in and take a look. First off, as always, we'll take a look at the perk deck itself. Now, a lot of people might not be familiar with Crook. It seems to be one of those that kind of gets forgotten about. In the wake of Burglar, Infiltrator, Rogue, Armorer, Muscle, those are kind of the popular ones, and Grinder. But when you look at Crook and you go across here, it actually increases your dodge, and then the further up that you get, actually increases armor of ballistic vests and increases your dodge by 10% when you're wearing a ballistic vest at the same time. And this kind of stacks all the way up, so you've got 20 here. Then when you get up to here, you now at armor increase of 25%. You got dodge increases by 15%. So it's actually extremely excellent when it comes to dodge and armor. And I'll show you the stats on that in a little second. So let's jump into the skills and show you what we're going to do with this one. You have to try this one out. This is extremely, extremely good on Death Wish. So as always, we're going to jump in Inspire in this one. We want this mainly for uppers. Now, I didn't ace this one because I kind of ran out of points. But because we have no health regen, we do have a lot of armor, so we can take a lot of hits. But there's no health regen, so we are going to take uppers. We're just going to go into battle with 11 of these bad boys. That should be enough. A lot of the time, you don't even take any health damage. It's just armor damage, but our armor is so solid that when we do take a little bit of health damage, that we can just use the uppers to get us there. Of course, we want Inspire, because a lot of Death Wish, we're going to need that. Endurance, Ace, we want that for our stamina increase. And then Stable Shot, I will show you the guns that we are going to be running here. One of them is going to be a shotgun, well, both are shotguns, in fact. But our main primary is the Moscone shotgun, and we're going to need some stability on that based on the attachments that we've got to get our concealment high, our detection low. So that is the mastermind tree. Now we'll look in Enforcer. Got some usual suspects in here. Oppressor, we're gonna our armor's gonna recover 15% faster. Like I said, this is all about increasing armor and our recovery of it. Die Hard, we want to increase the armor of all ballistic vests by 20. Very important there, because we're going to be running the light ballistic vest. Transporter Aced is a no-brainer. And then Bullseye Aced here. You regenerate 10 armor for each successful headshot. This cannot occur more than once every 2 seconds. That on its own is great for certain builds, but because, like I said, we're all about armor, we're going to now get that up to, we actually regenerate an additional 25 armor for each successful headshot, which is fantastic. Bulletproof, the recovery rate of our armor for us and our crew is increased by 25%. Again, awesome. Iron Man improves your armor so you can absorb 40% more damage. So another bonus for the armor. We are going to be running the 2 shotguns, the Judge with explosive rounds and the Moscone as our main primary. So Underdog Ace, so the old boost of 15% and then 15% less damage. Shotgun skills, this one is reloading faster. This one is 35% more damage, plus stability increase of 4 when it's basic. Far away, accuracy bonus while aiming down sights with its shotguns is increased by 14. Of course, overkill. When we kill an enemy with a shotgun, we get a 75% damage increase for 5 seconds. We already get a lot of damage with our shotguns anyway, but this one really, really makes it a powerhouse. Scavenging, you gain 50% increased ammo box pickup range, and then every 6th enemy you kill will drop an extra ammo box. I do think that when you're running shotguns, that Scavenging Ace is really kind of important to get that extra ammo box, just to help yourself out a little bit. Nothing in Technician. In Ghost, here we go. This is where we get a little bit of our dodge back. So Duck and Cover, we want a stamina regen increase there. And then we also get 25% increased chance of dodge while sprinting. So we want to make sure that we're running around. And then gain 15% chance of dodge while crouching. So running, jumping, and crouching all at once, we're going to really increase our chances there. On top of what our dodge is from all of the Crook perk deck and Sneaky Bastard up top here. Evasion, we get 10 additional movement speed. And of course, the all-important 20% ladder climbing speed, very important. Thick skin increases concealment of melee weapons by 2, and increase the concealment of all ballistic vests by 4. And again, that's important because we want high concealment, low detection, because we are going to be getting into that under 5 range in order to activate Sneaky Bastard. Okay, Dire Need is next. When your armor is depleted, the first shot on enemies will cause those enemies to stagger. This effect ends when your armor regenerates. Now, this one was kind of a pickup in order to get to the top. We don't really intend on losing our armor. Our armor is pretty much stacked, so we may not need this one. It would be a good one to have just in backup when we do start taking all our armor off. Any shot after that is going to stagger the enemy. Put them on their back foot. Shockproof taser shock attack has a 30% chance to backfire when target attack you, causing the taser to be knocked back. Always important. But of course we want to get up to Sneaky Bastard. You gain a 1% dodge chance for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 10%. So we are going to get the full amount of that because our detection is going to be, I think I've got it down to 3, which is all important. And then camouflage, you are 15% likely less to be targeted by enemies when you are close to one of your crew members. You are now 30% less likely to be targeted by enemies when you are close to your crew members. So on top of our dodge, as long as everyone else isn't running camouflage, we're in a good spot when we're near our crew members. So, last but not least, Fugitive, nothing in there at all. But we will go next into what we're going to be running. We are going to be running the light ballistic vest, but check this out. Look at the armor on this. So our skill is going to bump this up to 143 armor, which is pretty much to the same effect as if we were going to wear the combined tactical vest, which is the highest other than this one right here. So we're going to be running around like a maniac with 25 dodge, and we are going to be running the lightweight ballistic vest. So our health doesn't change, it's still 230, but like I said, we really want to get to the point where our armor is so high that we're not going to take any health damage. If we do take a little bit of health damage, we do have our 11 first aid kits to help us out. We have a concealment boost, we have our speed, little boost from, I think it was evasion. Our dodge here, we've got a skill of 50% through Crook and Sneaky Bastard, but when you start with the LBV, the lightweight ballistic vest, you got a negative 25, so it evens out to give us a dodge of 25, which is absolutely awesome. The max dodge you can actually have, if you do everything right, just on the stats on your suit when you're using the Rogue Perk deck, is 40. So we're not actually that far off. I mean, that 15 does make a bit of a difference. But when you're using the Rogue Perk deck and you've got 40 dodge, you do not have 143 armor whatsoever. You're probably running around with more like a 40 armor or 50 armor. But here we've got the tank. We've got 143.5, which is absolutely massive. Okay, so in order to get to this 3, what are we using? So we're using the Mosconi. A lot of power in this one. We've got a damage of 224. We did take the buckshot ammo just to bump that up a little bit. As far as the barrel goes, we do lose a lot of stability. We lose a lot of accuracy, but we gain 10 concealment just by putting on the Road Warrior barrel. Makes it kind of look pretty cool. I do have a stability boost on here. Got a quick drop from I guess from one of the cards, and I got a stability increase of 4, which is kind of important. And then as far as the stock goes, we've got the Gangster special stock, and again we're losing 16 accuracy, 16 stability, but again another concealment boost of 10. So that actually puts us down to 3 detection, which is what is helping us get to our dodge with Sneaky Bastard. So next, as a secondary, we've got the Judge with HE rounds, all important. HE rounds. Now this one, explosive charge that kills or stuns targets. So if you shoot a bulldozer, stops him in his tracks for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, it makes it able to switch to your primary and start shooting at his face to get the face mask off. Or if it's a shield, it really just pushes them back a little bit. So this is fantastic to have as a secondary. As a barrel extension, we've got the King's Crown Compensator. Doesn't really do that much, but it does a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Didn't use any boost on this one. I could use an accuracy boost, I have one spare. Gadget, we've just got an 8 stability boost because the stability is really low on the Judge, so that gives us a nice little chunk. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, we've got the first aid kits. We're going to be going into battle with 11 of them, but you have got to give this one a try. This is a pretty much overpowered skill set here, pretty much overpowered build, but it is a lot of fun. You can run around like a complete maniac, taking out a lot of damage, taking out a lot of enemies. Fantastic. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Enjoy, guys.